What is going on, guys? Shadow870 here, and I'm bringing you guys a commentary, and I kind of want to talk about a very important topic that we've reached in this Call of Duty's lifespan, and I really want to kind of talk to you guys about what my thoughts are on and everything else. So, I want to talk about excitement and how it's fun. When a Call of Duty first comes out, everyone plays it, or a lot of people play it, non-stop for, I would say, 3 to 4 months if it's good. You know, a lot of people just continuously play it, continuously learn it, and play it non-stop every day, all day. And that's the normal progression of things. You know, a lot of people do that, and that's how this moment and this time we are in right now transpires. When you play the game non-stop, when you play any game non-stop for that long period of time, it'll become boring. And it'll become boring really fast. And this is the time and this is the point where it starts to become a little bit tedious, a little bit redundant, really just a boring kind of game because people have played it so much. You know, people have played it time and time over, and almost everyone knows the game. It's just become utterly boring, and you know, there's not a whole lot you can do to avoid that, because people play it so much. Now, I hear a lot of people during this time say, "Oh man, Call of Duty sucks, dude. It's boring now." And yes, it is. It has gotten boring now. But do you expect a game that people play repeatedly over and over again to be exciting forever? I mean, there are really great classic games that are exciting for a very long time, and those are classic ones. Unfortunately, Call of Duty isn't, you know, a legendary game that will go down in like forever history. Well, I'm not going to say that. It isn't a legendary game, but it will go down in history as one of the best games or one of the best series, I guess you could say, that's come out. Now, there have been varying Call of Duties of which one is actually good and which one is bad and whatnot, and that's a whole different topic, but Call of Duty Black Ops 2, this one, it's amazing, you know? It's a great game, you know? It's turned out to be a very good game, and I loved it when it came out, and it's still fun, but the only reason I play it is to play with my friends, you know? Well, that, and I'm trying to get Diamond SMGs, and I'm almost Prestige Master, but that's a whole different story. I basically have those in my pocket. Usually I play just to play with my friends. I mean, that's the only real reason I actually do play this game. And unfortunately, it's just transpired like that. You know, I have a game that went through the same lifespan as Call of Duty, Skyrim. Now, there's a lot of people who like that game as well. And when I got that game, I played that game non-stop for like months upon months. I think about 4 or 5 months, and that's one of my favorite all-time games. And then it got a little boring, you know, and that's how it transpired. Right now, I kind of lost it. It loses its boringness after a while. But the difference with the difference between Skyrim and Call of Duty is that Skyrim doesn't just come out with a new Skyrim. Like, it doesn't come out with the new Elder Scrolls the next year. You know, it takes a few years before they make up another one because it is such a complex game. But with Call of Duty, they just come out with another one next year, bam! So it doesn't become boring and redundant like that, you know? So it doesn't get to the point where it's just like, you know, this is boring, why am I even playing this? It gets to the point where, like, if you get bored, well, guess what? In a few months, the next Call of Duty is going to come out, and oddly enough, this year is with the new generation consoles, so that factor is going to have to play into the next one, and it's not an every year thing. This is kind of like a different kind of time of year for Call of Duty, but it's still the same thing. It's going to come out with a new Call of Duty. We're going to sit there and play it 3 to 4 months if it's good, 1 to 2 if it's bad, or 4 to 5, or maybe even higher if it's great. And then after a while, we're just going to lose interest, because that's what everyone does. It just happens like that. You know, it's an unavoidable timetable. You know, you just can't avoid having that happen to you because it's just how it plays. Now, there are the occasions where, you know, some people don't play it as much, whether it be because they have things to do like work, or a shitload of schoolwork and homework, or they have a job, or like a job that requires a time-consuming amount of time. There are many other things, you know, great games that people play other than Call of Duty. There are a lot of things that kind of factor into this whole thing. But when Call of Duty comes out, it's great. Everybody wants to learn it. Everybody wants to get good at it because there's a huge payoff. If you're not good at Call of Duty, if you don't get good at it and you don't start getting to the tradition of playing it, then you're gonna fall behind. All your friends are just gonna leave you behind, and you're not gonna be able to play it if you have gathered a friends list of people who play Call of Duty. It's just gonna happen that way, and people are afraid of getting left behind. But people just keep playing it over and over again, nonstop, and it gets boring. So you kind of have to just find a way to make it fun, and just it's just how this Call of Duty lifespan goes. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed, comment on what you thought of it, subscribe if you want to see more. Later.